tactical to me means more than guns, more than knives, fatigues, or your favorite bullet caliber. I want to be more strategic in all facets of my life. Whether that means being more strategic and methodical in my everyday life and my everyday work, or being more committed to my workout. Becoming more tactical means looking beyond the barrel of my gun. Today's interview, we have Nicole Burgers from Bee2Bee Collective. It's a honey initiative that's happening here in Houston. The audio gets a little glitchy, so I apologize for that, but please stick through the entire interview, because at the very end, you're going to see the Indigogo campaign video that was put together for the initiative. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you like what you see, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe for videos every Tuesday. Hey guys, welcome to another interview here on Remote Tactical. We have a new show every single Tuesday, so please check the links in the description below. Don't mind the working baby in the background, because that baby is also being tactical with her mom right now. Please subscribe down below. We've got a great interview today with Nicole Burgers. She is with the Bee2Bee Honey Collective. So Nicole, say hello to the audience.
Hello, hello.
And if you are seeing a little bit of technical delays, we have Nicole over Wi-Fi that may not be the best today, but we're gonna struggle through it and make sure that you get all the information that you need today. Nicole, introduce yourself to the audience. Tell people what it is that you are doing and what you are passionate about, and how they can get more information on it.
Sure. My name is Nicole. I am the founder of Bee2Bee Honey Collective, my business with an Indiegogo campaign. You can see more information on my website, which is bee2beehoney.com. Any way you want to spell B2B, that works. And I have a bit.ly link, bit.ly/BEE2BEE, which is where you can find the Indiegogo campaign.
So tell everyone how you got into the beekeeping business, if you will. What is it that really drove you to understand the concepts behind beekeeping, why it's important, and how it functions in an urban lifestyle?
Sure. I was always interested in becoming a beekeeper. Been watching a lot of PBS documentaries, and I've been getting books for years and years. Took a few classes. My real passion behind beekeeping is to save the honeybee. Honeybee since 2007, colonies have been in decline. So I know how important it is to have honeybees, and I wanted to be a part of that. So I started beekeeping about 3 years ago, and just love it. I love it. And I want honeybees all over the city.
So I buy honey locally from, there's the honey guy down the street from us on 1960 if you're in Houston. So I love the fact that I can get natural honey, that it's unfiltered, it's not heavily processed, basically the crap that you buy in stores. Can you tell us why someone who is buying the stuff from the store should make the transition over to natural honey or raw honey?
Yeah, a good 70% of the honey that you buy in the store isn't even actually honey. It's ultra filtered. So they remove all the pollen, all the beneficial honey things from the honey. So it's just sort of syrup. There's no benefit for having honey. And honey from the store, sometimes it's made with, say, a little bit of local from the store. It comes from South America, comes from China, just overseas. There are local beekeepers that sell in some stores, but it's not even honey. It's just there to make it pretty, buy it. People will buy it. It's not actually even honey. It's crazy.
So what are some of the health benefits to going local honey versus store-bought or imported honey? Can you go into that in a little bit?
Absolutely. So honey has a lot of benefits. You of course have heard about people using honey for allergies. That's definitely a big plus. Other things would be people use it on burns, cuts. It has antibacterial properties to it. which would definitely work if you were, without pharmacies or anything like that. Other things, honey, soothes your throat when it's scratchy. It's a good form of energy. It helps fight nausea. It is kind of one of the perfect superfoods, if you will. Lots of enzymes and then so the shelf life of the honey is pretty much forever. So it's a good storage food.
So you and I both live in a major metropolitan city, and I would gather most people who are even interested in beekeeping feel as though they would need to have a lot of property, a lot of time on their hands to even maintain a colony. Can you tell us what goes into actually sustaining a healthy colony in an urban lifestyle?
Sure. I always say it's harder to keep a goldfish alive than keep bees. It's actually not that hard. You do need to prepare yourself with the right equipment, the right suits, those type of things. That initial investment is kind of a little bit of a hurdle. But once you are with the bees, you're calm around the bees, then you really just have to check in on them, say like every 20 days or so, make sure, that there are no like pest or disease on your bees, make sure they're, for the most keepers, are very laissez-faire. They keep them thing and is harming the bees.
So with the health benefits of keeping bees around and obviously having free honey for the unforeseeable future, what are some other benefits that you think someone who lives in a city, someone who lives in an urban or even suburban life, what are some of the benefits outside of the free honey and the health benefits?
Well, if you're living off your land, if you have a garden, of course, the pollination provided by the bees will help your yields be higher. You also have lots of products within the hive, such as beeswax. Beeswax, you can make candles, you can make lotions, soap, salves, you can condition wood, leather, waterproofing leather, that's a big thing. Other things you can do would be the propolis in the hive, which is the glue that the bees make, has a lot of antibacterial properties. People use bee pollen as one of the superfoods. It's just full of vitamins and enzymes for, added benefits for your smoothies or whatever you're making. There's just a lot of great properties within the hive, not counting like honey being a natural sweetener. It's a great thing to have on your property, either whether you're in rural, suburban, or urban. They say that urban beekeepers have better honey than in rural areas because of the diversity of the flora around them. You're not just getting one or two crops, you're getting hundreds of crops around you, lots of different flowers that are well maintained, and they have higher yields and better honey. So.
Right. And if I'm living on my own property, I probably don't have to worry about any legal issues, but can you tell us a little bit about what some of the hurdles, if any, someone who lives in a downtown situation or uptown, midtown, or in a suburban function, are there restrictions? Do you need to get a permit? Are there processes that I need to be aware of as someone who's interested in beekeeping?
In Houston, beekeeping is legal. There are some HOAs I've heard of that aren't too happy with beekeeping, but for the most part, a lot of them are encouraging. They understand that beekeeping is really important and it can make their neighborhood better. In certain other urban areas, there are permit issues. I know Minneapolis has permits. Los Angeles, they just had beekeeping become legal last fall. So there are just like older laws on the books that need to be overturned in most cases. And there are a lot of organizations working with, state legislatures, city legislatures to make those laws possible. There's a giant beekeeping movement. So for the most part, it's legal, or you at least need a permit to beekeep.
And what are the I guess, when we talk about flowering, we talk about gardening. There are certain things that are seasonal. You don't want to mix certain plants together. Someone who wants to be either an urban homesteader or someone who does live on their own property, are there any things to consider with bees? Are bees just kind of do their own thing? They're going to mesh well with whatever animals you have, or is it one of those situations where if I'm in the beekeeping movement, if I'm only going to be keeping bees, is that it? Am I limited to just keeping bees, or can they actually mix well with other animals?
I've had a lot of questions with chickens. I don't see a problem. I know there's a lot of like hippie dippy people that keep both. Um, Most animals, once they get stung, they know that they need to stay away from the bees. There are some, really dumb dogs that will try to eat bees every single time. But for the most part, I
Sounds
mean,
like my dogs.
yeah, some people have dogs like that, but for the most part, once you get stung or once they seem to have just like an innate knowledge, like that is something that I shouldn't mess with. And as far as like flora or herbs, there are definitely a lot of like native plants or even non-native plants that have, they are listed with all different types of benefits, drives in your, if you're planting in your area, must be friendly. The biggest thing you have to know is not to use any pesticides. Like 7-dust is really harmful for bees. So as long as you are doing it naturally and organically, the bees should be fine.
So tell us a little bit now about your initiative that you are currently doing. If you're looking at my screen now, you should be seeing Bee2BeeHoney.com. That is the website where you can get more information. You also have an Indiegogo campaign that is currently happening. Will you tell us a little bit about what you are trying to do, what your goals are? What are some of the incentives as someone who is supporting you and backing you in this initiative?
Yeah, so Bee2Bee is twofold. The main part of it is the beekeeping services, which I'm trying to get started in Houston. It doesn't exist here, which is crazy. It's pretty much a national, most large cities have beekeeping services. So I'm trying to get that started in Houston for businesses, for individuals. It's a great corporate responsibility type of thing to do. And then the second part of the business is the honey, which I want, the beekeepers part of the system as just any local site. So that's just like an online marketplace for local honey. For the campaign, I'm looking for $20,000 to get the business started. That covers supplies, operational cost, the bees themselves, which I pick up from a local apiary. And then we have a lot of cool perks. We have stuff like bee-friendly seedlings from a local farmer. We have perks for people who may not be ready to have bees. They can name a queen or they can sponsor a hive and kind of give updates from that queen, and they'll get honey as well. Another cool perk, beekeeping classes, if you want to learn more. My bees are based out of the Houston Makerspace, which holds classes, and I'll be teaching classes out of there. So there's just HoustonMakerspace.com. Yeah, it's where my business is located. It's part tool warehouse, part business incubator. We have 10 businesses based out of there. And then just a makerspace, which your audience may be familiar with. It's a place where if you don't have tools, you can go there like a gym and use the tools, wood shop, metal shop, ceramics, all good stuff.
Very good. Now, tell us a little bit about how you came up with the name. Bee2Bee, I know Nicole most likely. We work together in a digital agency, but can you give us a little bit of background on that?
Sure, yeah. So my background, I've been part of internet marketing for the last, 8 years. And I worked at a B2B agency, business to business agency. I was many years of working very hard, and I just burnt out. I wanted to get out from behind the computer, like work with my hands, do something that's more meaningful to me personally. So I left my B2B job and started Bee2Bee Honey. I thought it was cute.
No, definitely.
Yeah. I'm also a cheesemonger. So I have a lot of, I work at the Houston Dairy Maids. It's Houston's only cheese shop. And so I know a lot about how like wholesale food distribution, working with chefs, restaurants, merchants, little stores, gift shops, selling cheese, but honey is non-perishable and much easier to sell. So I'm still doing a lot of cheese and honey stuff, but I'm starting my own thing with the bees. So
Definitely.
yeah.
So as someone who's coming out of the corporate lifestyle and shifting into something a little bit more entrepreneurial, what are some of the day-to-day tactical, and when I say tactical, I'm trying to give people on my channel an understanding that tactical is more than guns and knives and looking at the military lifestyle of what tactical means. So for you as an entrepreneur, what does being tactical and what does your 24-hour day-to-day look like to sustain your business?
Right. A lot of it's mental. You have to be mental to kind of your day. If not, nothing will get done. So you have to mentally, I use a lot of lists, a lot of goal setting. I try not to work always from home. I want to get out into the community, get sunshine. So I'll walk to a coffee shop a mile away and work from there and get just some oxygen in my day. And then I'm always conscious of other things going on with bees. I'm always doing research, just looking at different avenues where I can make a connection. I can make a different angle. I really wanted to have having land and Hickory, say near the middle of the city, where other people who aren't comfortable having hives in their backyard can have a hive, kind of like a community garden, but it's a community apiary. So I'm always looking for land, that sort of thing. But I'd say tactically, just mentally preparing yourself, researching, goal setting, that sort of stuff, and staying on task, because it's easy to get distracted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned something that hit on one of the lifestyle choices that I've made is getting out from behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
That is a huge thing for me. My friends and I, we joke about trading in our keyboards for a backhoe and really making that shift to working with our hands. And if you follow me on Instagram or you follow me on Facebook, you can see a lot of the home projects that I've done. I built a farmhouse table for my family so that we can actually eat at it, coffee tables, end tables. I love working with my hands. I've seen that trend in the 30-somethings of today, that they want more out of life. They understand that the corporate grind, the chasing the cheese is just something that we have to do on a day-to-day basis. But what are some of the things that you can do to be encouraged to work with your hands a little bit more? How can I come out and help you guys out? What are some of the things that my folks can do to come to, I think it was Makerspace, to get dirty, really, to get into the dirt and get some vitamin D out of their day?
Yeah. I would definitely recommend, there are maker spaces popping up all over the country. If you live near one, take a class, see if it's something you enjoy. Also, most farms, a lot of beekeepers, they have volunteer days where you can go out and work with the soil, work with, farms. I try to do that as much as possible. We have the local farmer I work with, her name is Becca Verm. She's with Sown and Grown. And she has volunteer days. She always has a volunteer by her side helping her. And that's how she does her business, because she's a one-woman show. Anyone can use the help. So there's definitely a lot of different things you can do. You have, say, an old car or old motorcycle, learn how to repair it. You just need to have that sort of knowledge. And there are a lot of resources online, and there are a lot of resources just in your community. People just like Sal and I, trying to do stuff with our hands, trying to do something different and learn something. Because I think, wood shop doesn't always exist anymore. People aren't doing things with their hands. I never took wood shop. I never knew how to do anything. So I have to take these classes now as a 35-year-old, and I'm wood shop certified. I'm hoping to make my own hives. So yeah, that's something that's gonna determine our future.
Awesome. Nicole, thank you so much for coming on our channel today. I really appreciate the time that you took. Guys, if you are interested in Bee2Bee honey, please go to bee2beehoney.com. All the links will be in the description below. Support the Indiegogo campaign that is happening right now. There's about a month left to get to the $20,000 goal. Nicole, I wish you the best of luck in your endeavor, and I hope that all the bees in the world are saved through your initiative. Guys, if you are interested in more information on this, please subscribe to the channel. We got weekly episodes every Tuesday, and I hope to see you guys out there. Have a great one.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I'm an internet marketer, cheesemonger at the Houston Dairy Maids, and resident beekeeper at the Houston Makerspace. I care about honeybees. That's why I'm launching the Bee2Bee Honey Collective. Honeybees are essential to human survival. Our food supply and our economy are dependent on the pollination honeybees provide. However, as you may have heard, the honeybee population is in crisis. But what can you do to help the bees? You can create gardens full of bee-friendly flowers and plants that will provide nectar and pollen to honeybees. You can support beekeepers by purchasing local honey. And if you are truly serious about helping the bees, you can become a beekeeper yourself. People come to me all the time and tell me they're interested in beekeeping but aren't sure where to start. Beekeeping can be a bit intimidating to a newbie, but doesn't have to be. Many cities have companies that provide beekeeping services to individuals and businesses. A beekeeping service is where a beekeeper installs and maintains beehives on your property. Houston doesn't currently have this type of beekeeping service, so this spring, Bee2Bee Honey Collective is launching. Through a hive hosting collective, the goal is to place beehives in backyards, rooftops, and on businesses throughout the Houston metro area, and I'm looking for people and places interested in keeping bees. Those who sign up for the service would work with an experienced beekeeper to set up a beehive, install bees, and have a stress-free learning experience through that tricky first year in honey harvest. Also, we're launching Bee2beehoney.com, which will be an online marketplace where you can buy hyper-local honey and honey products from your neighborhood or suburb. It will be a website where Houstonians can purchase local honey varieties from all over the city. The website will also be a platform for local beekeepers to sell their honey. We believe that honey is the ultimate in terroir, that is, the best expression of local flavor you can have. Dr. Vaughn Bryant, director of the Texas A&M Pollinology Laboratory, recently found that over 3/4 of the honey purchased at the grocery store is ultra-filtered and contains zero pollen. And the majority of honey labeled organic comes to us from South America. Bee2Bee honey will be raw, gently filtered, and never blended. You should know your beekeeper and the source of your honey. The Bee2Bee Honey Collective will be successful because, as an internet marketer, I have the know-how to market honey and honey products online. As one of the Houston Dairy Maids, I have a network of hundreds of local chefs and merchants who are looking for local honey. I am the beekeeper here at the Houston Makerspace. I'm a member of both the Houston Beekeepers Association and the Texas Beekeepers Association, and I am constantly learning the latest in honeybee news and stewardship. With your support, we will have a successful launch of the Bee2Bee Honey Collective, with funding to purchase the bees, hives, and other beekeeping supplies. Show your support for Houston honeybees with great rewards such as bee merch, like this cool honey pendant, and local Houston honey. If you're not able to keep bees, you can adopt a colony. You'll get monthly reports on how your bees are doing, and when it comes time to harvest honey, you'll receive some. You'll even have the opportunity to name a queen bee. And if you're ready to take that first step into beekeeping, we're offering beekeeping classes and early adopter specials on hosting your very own hives. Please take a look at the rewards, and let's save the planet one hive at a time.
Tell me when you're recording.
Okay.
Oh, that's not gonna work.